Today, I'm not going to talk about a specific issue. I'm going to talk about a tactic that is used very effectively by Donald Trump and by his MAGA influencers to manipulate large swaths of Americans into supporting them and oftentimes to vote against their own interests. That tactic is called the dead cat trick. So, what is the dead cat trick? It is making a shocking announcement or outrageous statement to divert attention away from actual problems or actual failures that that person might be responsible for. It is something that, while Donald Trump is widely seen as not being the sharpest tool in the shed, this is an area that he is extremely adept at. And it is one of the reasons I wanted to make this video is because it is something that he does repeatedly, and I see media folks and commentators who should know better who fall for it every single time, and I think it is worth pointing out for what it is. So, what does the dead cat trick accomplish? It gets people talking about what Donald Trump said and the outrageous thing he said, and not the actual issue or set of issues which he doesn't want you to pay attention to. So today, we're going to talk about 5 recent times where Donald Trump used the dead cat trick to get out of trouble. And stick around for number 1 because it's a very important one. Number 5, racial slurs at the Obamas. Again. So what happened? Uh, back in January, Donald Trump shared an AI enhanced video which depicted Barack and Michelle Obama as apes. Now, I'm not going to show this video because it's truly disgusting and horrific, and I would never do that. But what did it distract you from? It distracted you from this was done at the height of the Minneapolis ice surge. It distracted people from talking about that, and it also distracted people from talking about the Epstein files. Donald Trump will use any opportunity he can to keep people from talking about that. Number 4, dancing on political enemies' graves. These were 2 different instances where Donald Trump openly celebrated the deaths of 2 notable people. The first was Hollywood directing icon Rob Reiner and his wife, who were murdered by their son, and former FBI Director and Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. In both cases, he celebrated their deaths in really disgusting and distasteful ways. Again, what was that a distraction from? A similar thing, either the Epstein files, or the immigration surges, or the tariffs, which were becoming more and more unpopular. So anything to keep people from talking about those things. Number 3, going full potty mouth on Easter Sunday. So Easter Sunday, in the middle of the war with Iran, Donald Trump puts out a Truth Social post saying to Iran, "Open the effing straits, you bastards," on Easter Sunday, and then following up with a post the following day saying that he was going to end an entire civilization. This was, again, a distraction from the fact that the Iran war is not going well for Trump. He has backed himself into a corner, and it is unclear to me and to many people how he's going to get out of that. And yes, I am doing a video on the Iran war service. So what purpose did that serve? It kept people from talking about the failures he was having in the Iran war. It also happened to come out 24 hours after Melania Trump had a press availability where she spoke about the need to have the Epstein victims speak openly about their experiences, and made a very impassioned speech on behalf of the Epstein victims, really to very much to the surprise of the White House. So as soon as Trump came out with his statement about going when he talked about the strait and the language he was using on Easter Sunday, all of a sudden nobody's talking about Melania Trump anymore. Number 2, hey, let's attack the Pope. What could go wrong? This was in response to Pope Leo XIV put out a series of statements in opposition to the Iran war. Now, these are statements that one would expect the Pope to release, because the Catholic Church has never been one to rally behind warfare. Donald Trump took it personally, in part because Pope Leo is the first American pope, and he decided to pick a fight with him, and went on and on, treating the Pope like a politician. Again, this was an effort to distract from his failures in the Iran War. In this situation, actually, this may have actually backfired on him, because not only it was not just a question of him attacking the Pope, but also it kind of got the hackles up by the some 70 million Americans who identify as Roman Catholic. So that was a bridge too far for many of them. So that was an area where Trump probably would have been better suited to keep his mouth shut. And here's number one: when the dead cat literally involved dead cats. This took place during the September 2024 debate with Kamala Harris. And I'm going to show you the clip right here. We've all seen it.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
At the very end of this debate, Donald Trump made this completely outrageous and ridiculous statements that Haitian immigrants were eating people's dogs and cats. It was completely fabricated. It had no basis in anything. But what did it do? Well, here we can see a Google chart that shows the interest in Haitian immigrants in Ohio compared to the interest in the presidential debate itself. And for a good 2 weeks, there was a massive amount of conversation around Haitian immigrants in Ohio, whether it was for or against. So what did this distract people from? The fact that during that entire debate, Donald Trump was absolutely getting his clock cleaned by Kamala Harris. She was beating him on style. She was beating him on substance. She literally beat him like he stole something. It was probably, I've watched a number of presidential debates over the years. It was the most lopsided performance I have ever seen, and it was truly a sight to behold. But because of the comment about dogs and cats in Springfield, no one was talking about how Donald Trump got his ass handed to him. Because Donald Trump threw out that statement about dogs and cats in Springfield, everyone was talking about that, and no one was talking about how badly he performed in that debate. The other thing that it allowed him to do was it got people talking about immigration, which was an item where Donald Trump had the strongest support amongst the electorate at the time going into that election. I actually think that that comment is undervalued in terms of how much of an impact it might have had on the 2024 presidential election. So now that we've seen these examples, what do we do about it? First of all, it's important to understand that Donald Trump did not invent this tactic. He simply uses it very effectively. So when you see it, call it out for what it is. Make sure that people keep their eye on the major issues that are facing all of us. We have a war in Iran, which has no end in sight. We have an economy which is teetering. We have an administration that is corrupt and incompetent. Keep the conversations on those issues. Another area where Trump will often try to do this is to get some type of a stupid conversation going about some culture war issue, because he feels that plays better for us. Those issues don't do any good for anybody. All they do is just divide us further. Don't fall into that trap. We have to keep our eye on the ball, and we have to keep our eye focused on the main goal, which is to get rid of this insanity and to make all of our lives better again.